What's up guys, how's it going? So today we are going to be reviewing the Removu S1. Removu did send this to me for free, but they didn't pay me or tell me what to say about it specifically. But Removu, thank you very much for sending this to me. I appreciate it a ton. Now if you're unfamiliar with what this is, it is a 3-axis gimbal stabilizer to basically give you smooth GoPro footage, and it's designed for a few of the different GoPros. And I did already make a video where I showed what's inside very in-depthly, so if you want to check out that video, it's in the description. But just in case you haven't seen that video, I'm going to show you real quickly what you'll find inside. And I'm also going to be doing comparisons, talking about what I think they could improve on, what things I like very much, and a few different things like that. You've got the case, which carries everything inside of it, which is pretty waterproof, which is cool. You got your manual, package of stickers, the charger for the batteries. You got the skeleton case for the Hero 4 as well as the Hero 3, skeleton case for the Hero 5. You have the battery for the gimbal. This is the gimbal itself. This is the joystick. Well, this is the joystick, and then this is the hand grip, which has a removable controller to control the gimbal from a distance. You have a cap for the gimbal, a weight for if you're using this, a lanyard, attachments to be able to use the Hero Sessions, the more of a waterproof casing, as well as the back piece for if you're using a backpack. Now that you know what's inside of the package itself, now I'm going to set up the gimbal with the GoPro and talk about some of the cool specs and features. Alright, so you got your 3-axis gimbal. Now I already took one of my GoPros and placed it inside of this case. Now I'm just going to lock it into the gimbal. You just line up these 2 white dots. Then you take the hand grip, which has the controller built into it, and you can push it together, line up the dots, twist, and it clicks right into place. So now you have the gimbal all put together. To get it running, rocking and rolling, you turn on the controller by holding it down for maybe like a second or two. Now it's on. Then you turn on the gimbal by pressing one of these side buttons that has the on button picture. Hold that down for 1 second, and now the gimbal is turned on and activated. So as you can see, the GoPro is being held very stable. Now let me just explain real quickly what these 3 buttons on the side are. Get close up. The first button is the on button, the second button is the pairing button for when you first get the gimbal, and the third button is for the 3 different modes. And the 3 different modes which come on here, the first mode is pan, so that means it stays level with the horizon, but as I go like this, it will slowly pan with the gimbal. If I click on it once, it changes to follow, so that means the GoPro follows the gimbal's movement, pointing up, down, sideways. It has no locked direction, which can be handy for sometimes. And if I press the M again, it activates the lock mode, so now it is locked. It is locked, pointing in whichever direction it was pointing when you pressed it. Now it'll stay pointing that way no matter where I move the gimbal. And if I press it again, then it just goes back to pan, and then it just starts from the first mode. Now one thing that's cool is you can remove the hand grip controller and you can still control the gimbal from a distance. And the controller actually has a few buttons. Let me get a close up on this. You have the on button, you have a little LCD screen which tells you the battery as well as the settings, and then you have this little joystick right here. You can use this to control the tilt as well as the angle of the GoPro when it's in the gimbal, and if you press the button twice, check this out. Now it changed the mode to follow, and if I press it twice again, it changes the mode to lock. So what is cool about that is I can be controlling the settings or the modes on the gimbal with this detached and somewhere else. Maybe I have this mounted somewhere else. One other cool feature is you can remove this little controller from the hand grip. So if you don't want to take this hand grip along, you can just take this and the gimbal and it still works totally fine. There's no batteries inside of this hand grip which control or run the gimbal, nor the controller. And a few other cool specs and features. Well, one thing is it is water resistant, so that means if it gets splashed by water or it starts raining out of nowhere, the gimbal should be totally fine. You will find like these O-ring seals on all these different attachments, which just shows that it is fairly waterproof, water resistant. Another cool thing is it has this GoPro mount, the common GoPro mount which you will see on all types of GoPros and GoPro accessories and stuff. So you can basically mount this to any type of GoPro mounting thing which you have. Another cool feature is it comes with all the necessary attachments to be able to use this gimbal with the Hero 3s, Hero 4s, as well as the Hero 5s, as well as the Hero Sessions. You don't have to buy any separate attachments after you've already bought the gimbal, so that's pretty handy. And if you're wondering how long it takes to charge and how long the battery lasts, well, the gimbal's battery lasts from 3 to 5 hours, and the controller's battery lasts anywhere from around 10 hours, and it takes about 2.5 hours to charge both things. What's cool is you can charge both things at the same time with the charger that it comes with. And the controller's supposed to still be able to work from 33 feet or 10 meters away. So this should be over here, and this is over here, and I should still be able to control the gimbal. Yes, it does work, so that means it will work from a pretty good distance. Now, I really wanted to mount this gimbal to my chest mount, but check out what it looks like when it's on my chest. It sticks out a ton. And it's really awkward feeling. Like if I was biking, this just bounces around way too much. So I had to figure out a way to strap it to my backpack. But yeah, I mean, this is a bit annoying because it's not really gonna work with a chest mount. If I'm biking, maybe in the future Removu will make their gimbal a little bit more compact. But I know one of the things that does come with that is the fact that it is water resistant. So here's how I mounted it to my backpack. I put on the hand grip and then I just slid it through one of these loops. So if your backpack has some of these loops, you may be able to do this yourself. But I slid it through and then used the old strap from a surfboard leash. And it actually, honestly, I think this works better because for one reason it's closer to my mouth and it's way more stable and comfortable. It's not bouncing around like booga wugga wugga, which just was not working good. So I think this is gonna work pretty good for when I'm using the gimbal and I don't wanna have to hold it. All right, let's go do some comparisons. First test is going to be with the gimbal on my backpack and my other GoPro on my chest mount. We're in the chesty, and the first test is going to be me just biking through some pretty good sized holes that are right here. Let's see how it goes. The gimbal still on my backpack as well as the chest mount. I'm just gonna run from over there and run this way as quickly as I can. Next test is climbing this tree that is right behind me to see how it looks when I'm climbing a tree, because I do lots of tree climbing. Let's do this. I'm gonna have the gimbal in my hand with the hand grip like so, and then I'm gonna have this other GoPro on just this little selfie stick that's not selfied out. For the final test, I'm just gonna run as fast as I possibly can, holding both of these as stable as I can. That's it for the comparison. I'll leave it up to you to decide
which different setups you thought looked the best for the different situations.
Okie dokie, we are back from the comparison. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this video. Wait, a few more things. Let me just say some of the things I really like and some of the things I think they could improve on. Alright, what do I really like? The fact that it is water resistant. That is awesome for me because I live in Costa Rica where it can rain out of nowhere and I don't have to worry so much about it getting wrecked with a little bit of rain. Another cool feature is the fact that you can remove the controller, so I can have the gimbal here and have the controller in my hand, and I can be controlling the tilt and the modes and stuff like that. Another cool feature that I like very much about this gimbal is the fact that the bottom of this gimbal has this little waterproof compartment which you can open up, and I managed to fit a little bit of money, which seems to be stuck inside of there, but that's okay. I'll get it out one day when I need it. And then it's actually designed to have a few micro SD cards. That's very cool. The fact that you can mount it to any type of GoPro mount because it already has this attached to it, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, not too much else to say that I really like about it. Oh yes, the fact that it comes with the carrying case, which everything fits inside of very nicely, leaving a little bit of space for more batteries and GoPros and other attachments. That's cool. And yeah, the few things that I think they could improve on is that make this a more compact system, because there are some other gimbals that are a little bit smaller, but they don't have some of the cool features like being water resistant and stuff like that. Hopefully Removu will be able to improve on that in the future. But I mean, it's not a bad size considering how much it does. It like totally stabilizes GoPro footage. That is so cool. Make it so you can easily mount this to tripod mounts. So if you have a tripod mount, make it easier to mount to this. I know you can get attachments which go from GoPro mount to tripod, but maybe include that with the package or design it so you can either attach this like this, because some people maybe want to put this on a selfie stick or place this on a tripod or on some type of pole to get a further reach. You never know. That would be cool. That would be a cool feature. Alright, hope you enjoyed this review. And Removu, thank you again for sending this to me. I know I will get lots of use out of this. I've already used it a ton in the past couple of days, and it seems to be working pretty good. Alright, so this on Amazon costs around $380 if you're wondering. If you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link to that down below in the description, so be sure to check that out if you want to learn more. And yeah, thanks again, Removu. Remember to keep always doing more awesome stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow early in the morning.